All right, so what we're going to cover now is team building. So if you don't have the team building start.me link, I'm going to go ahead and throw that in the chat. If you are watching this pre-recording, hit me up for it if you are interested in team building, and then we can kind of go from there. I will say that some of these YouTube videos that are on here are a bit different than my process. What I'm teaching you guys kind of goes hand in hand with the travel sales. The only difference is the scripts. So the scripts are something that I'm going to do over the next day, adding on here so that you guys have them. I think that's kind of what you're looking for, Yvette. However,
Yes.
I'm going to show you what to do leading up to that, right? So the first thing that I would point you guys to do is set up your Calendly. So here's a link. Sarah has a YouTube that kind of walks through how to set up Calendly. I would tell you guys to make sure you're doing this side by side, pause and play, right? Because there are a lot of steps and there's no way you're going to remember how to do all of it if you're not doing it side by side. It's kind of like you have a coach that has already been pre-recorded, right? And the only thing is, if you guys get stumped or you guys, come to the end, I'm going to say, send me screenshots. You know who I am. I'm going to say words, you guys have to know I'm dyslexic, so words don't mean much without visuals. That's why I always say visuals, because I don't always read things the way everyone else does. So I'm very big with visuals for a reason. So at the end of you setting up your Calendly, I want you guys to send me the link so I can give you the thumbs up, like, yes, it looks good, or no, we need to change a few things, right? I know that Alexis came to me a little bit earlier today on something, and I am going to try and record over the next couple days as well. Something that had to do with our conversation, because she made a really good point. However, I haven't had the time to do that. So just wanted to preface that. So that's your Calendly, right? Then you're going to take your Calendly link. So essentially what Calendly looks like, just to kind of give you a visual. So essentially this is going to be your dashboard. All right. You're going to create something that says remote travel agent. This is what the video talks about. Now you guys need to be mindful of what Sarah has you do as far as scheduling goes. The biggest thing you need to take away is the schedule settings, how it says 2 rolling calendar days. See how I only have 2 days showing up?
Yes.
The reason that you want it that way is if you have the whole month open, you guys, it's hard to
Yeah.
like put pressure on people to attend,
Right.
right? It's like people forget about stuff, other things come up. So this is part of the urgency piece. This is how you close, is making sure that you have 2 rolling calendar days. All right. Now, as far as availability goes, so your availability piece is here. All right. So mine is going to look different than yours. Reason is you need to figure out what times work for you. All right. What works for you isn't going to always work for me or Cindy or Alexis or George, right? It's
Okay.
what works for you based on the calendar. Now, the calendar, if I'm going back to the start.me page, if I click on presentation schedule, monthly calendar, you're going to see every month. So this will change in February. All right. This is the times that are available. Now, these are in Pacific Standard Time. The thing that Alexis brought to my attention, and she made a good point on earlier, was that Calendly is going to be custom to your time zone. So see how mine says Central Time?
Yeah.
It should be custom to your time zone, because the way that you guys will have it set up is that it'll be the invitee's time zone, but it's all in sync, right? So
Right.
the reason I say that is I know Yvette, you and Alexis, you guys are in Eastern time. So this needs to be Eastern time. So today, 2 p.m. for you, it'll say 3 p.m., right? 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. That's what it'll say to you. Now you just have to do the math on your own, right? Because this is in Pacific Standard Time. For you, it's going to say 12 p.m. and 9 p.m., right? 3 p.m. on the 19th, So just be mindful of that. Whatever your time zone is, you need to make sure that's reflected on Calendly, and do the math yourself.
Right.
Now, the Zoom info here, this should be sent afterwards. So if I go into my event types, again, this will make more sense when you're actually doing it. But if I go to event details, there should not be any Zoom info. Mine's right here, but like there should not be any Zoom info on here. All right. This is for the confirmation email. That's what gets them the confirmation email. All right. So, all right, confirmation email. See how I have it here?
Mhm.
It'll be there. All right. So you should be good. That part should make sense. Are you with me so far, Yvette?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So that's Calendly. One more thing that I like to do as well is, all right, say you have a scheduled event. Okay. Scheduled event is going to populate here. So if you say have a meeting tomorrow and someone attending, it's going to show like however many people attending out of 90, right? We put 90 as a cap for a reason. So that will populate here. Now you're going to want to export that CSV or Excel file right before the presentation, because when you export it, here, if I go back to my past just to show you,
Mm-hmm.
if I go to details of whatever that is and I click export, it's going to pop up here into a zip file. Then it's going to open. And this is how you guys will start keeping track of a lead list. All right. It's important to color code to know like if people showed up, if people showed up and said they were ready, if people didn't show up, if people signed up, you know, like it'll be good for you in marketing purposes later on. So you'll thank me later for it. So essentially you'll just want to create one master lead list, but you'll want to export the data from the initial export for that time, right? Each time will have its own export. And then this is the phone number. So this is the person essentially that I would text, right? So this kind of leads into the meeting portion that you're referencing. So, meeting time comes, right? 3 p.m. tomorrow comes Eastern time for you, Yvette. And you have one person attending. So what do? What are the steps? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to sign on to the Zoom yourself. Now, you guys, A, don't need to turn on the audio, and B, you don't need to turn on your video, right? I don't sit there and listen to it. I don't have audio on. It's, audio's off or muted or whatever, right? And I don't show my face. However, it's important that your name shows up so that your people, if they're looking, they can see that you're on as well, right? And then also what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to you see how there it says participants right here? I know I'm sharing my screen, but can you see where it says participants? All right. So if I click participants, now there's only 6. However, when there's a presentation, there's going to be more, and there's going to be a search bar up here that allows you to search the name. You're going to want to search the first name, right? Now, say I type in Janae. Janae is a pretty uncommon name that you're not, there's not going to be a ton of Janaes, all right? There might be a ton of Annas. There might be a ton of Georges, right? There might be a few Alexises and Cindy's. Yvette, very unique name as well, right? However, if it doesn't have a last name, so if you're looking at Anna's name, you see how it doesn't have a last name. What you're going to do is you're still going to text that person. All right. I don't want you to assume. I'd rather you send a text and hear from them versus assuming, because you might lose out on that person. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and text Anna, right? This is me pretending that I'm texting Anna. So, if I'm texting Anna, I'm going to text myself. All right, so see how I have this script where I say, hey, we're in the travel agent meeting. Where are you? That's what I'm sending to Anna because I don't see her last name on there. If I don't see the person at all on there, I'm also sending that to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you with me so far?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So, after the meeting, the person should text you saying, I'm ready. Now, we know not everyone listens or follows directions. So, this is what you do. In the event that they do text you, you're ready. Okay. So, you receive a text, I'm ready. Great. So, you're going to send this to them. Now, the only thing that's going to be different from me versus you is this CS 4000 link.
Right.
Know where to get this.
Yes.
Okay. So for those that don't, let's just touch on that really quickly. You'll go into your back office, myevolutiontravel.com. You'll sign in. Your dashboard numbers will look a little bit different. I'll go ahead and click enroll an agent. And this is the link that I'm going to copy. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Because this is really what it is. The only difference, you guys, is the 6 digits at the end, which is your agent ID versus my agent ID.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
the only difference. All right. So
Mhm.
that's what you're going to copy onto that form. I am going to go ahead and send this again in the chat. So make sure you copy this. And I'll also add this to the start.me page. Just, you guys have to give me a little bit of time. All right. So this is your, someone says I'm ready. All right. Just remember to switch out that link.
Okay.
And then this is the text if they're not in the meeting. So make sure you guys are putting this somewhere. Again, I'll create a template soon. All right. So say they, let's finish this one out. Say they respond, all right, with their 6-digit agent ID.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you send them. Now, this is the same, all right? This link is the same. This is the start.me that Anna's doing right now.
Okay.
Okay. And then, you kind of just want to bring them to business hours. The first business hours, I do them 3 times a week. You wait. I would wait a little before you send them to the tribe. You don't want to throw them into the sharks and overwhelm them too quickly.
Right.
So, moving forward, that's the best piece of advice. Sarah is the one that told me that. She's like, I would hold off on sending the link right away just because you want to get them going a little bit. And it sounds like Anna, you were, and Cindy sent it to you today. So I think I just have to go ahead and approve it if you're not in it already. But that's the easy route. All right. It's what you do when things don't go that way, which are more often times than not. So they're not, say they don't text you, they're ready, but they attended the meeting, right? That's part of the color coding. You're going to send them this, hey, what was your favorite part of the meeting? Okay.
Okay.
Now, whatever they respond, that's what you screenshot and you send to me. So it's important you screenshot and you don't copy and paste, just so I can control the conversation and give you a copy and paste back. Kind of how you're doing with travel sales. The only difference is it'll be via text versus Facebook message.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know how to screenshot on an iPhone?
I don't have an iPhone, I have
An
Android.
Android. Do you know how to screenshot an Android?
No, to be honest, no.
All right. Well, let's look that up really quick. I'm going to chat GBT it. All right. So Android, try this right now. Press the power button and the volume down button simultaneously. So at the same time.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's a good point, Alexis. So when you guys, after you you have someone attend the meeting, you send the screenshot via text message to me, not Messenger. Okay. This is only if the person attended the meeting and they're ready, or they give you a response other than that. Okay.
Mhm.
You send that to me via text. Usually I'll be near my phone. However, I'm not always by my phone and I'm not always at every presentation time. So if I don't answer right away, remember, no one's going to die. You guys are going to be good. Whoever is meant for you will not pass you by. So don't freak out if I don't answer right away. You know, I'm pretty responsive with answering. So
Right.
that's the only difference, is that goes to text versus messenger. All right. But that's only if they've attended the presentation and there's an objection. Okay. Anything else, keep going to messenger.
Okay.
All right. Is
Uh,
this working? Did you try
yeah,
this? It does?
this, yeah, this is really clear because my thing was after I sent the initial message about the travel opportunities and the person responds, yes, I'm interested. I didn't know where to go from there. Now I do. So
Okay,
I'm okay.
perfect. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So that's on Android. And then I'm going to just scroll down a little bit since we're recording this. This is for iPhone for those that don't know how to screenshot on an iPhone. So make sure you pause these two places if you need a little bit of a recap.
Okay.
All right. So that's the screenshot piece. And then I'll control it, right? You'll go until, I basically say, sounds like we are welcoming you to the family. That is your key. Kind of like how with travel sales, the key is, let's hop on a call at X time. And I always say replace X with the time that works for you, right? Team building, your cue is sounds like we're welcoming you to the family. And then let them respond. And then that's when you send them that 1099, the 1099 text, right? About use this 1099 form, and that has your CS 4000, that link. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so it'll be this one. After I say sounds like we're welcoming you to the family, your person responds, assuming there's not another objection. This is what you send them. Now, what I have not covered is if the person does not respond, okay, give them a day and then we'll cover that in something else. All right, I'm gonna have to record it and I'm still working on my script for that. So we'll build that bridge when we get there. I think we should be good in the next day or two. So yeah, we'll be good if we get
Okay.
there when we.
Thanks. Nikki.
All right, you guys. So any